Hey guys, thanks for showing up today. I feel like congregation leader in like Monroe, North Carolina, on a lazy 8:30 a.m. service on Sunday. Might get $22 in the collection plate. We got any announcements today? No, Sister Clarence. No.
We're good?
Yes.
What
moment?
What brought the gloves out today?
Oh, it's October. It's October. It's a good time of year for baseball. Used to play growing up, so I kind of miss it. Still, I got that in my blood a little bit. So a lot of chaos around here today. Hopefully the Giants get it done.
Were you any good?
I was a solid 2-strike hitter, second base, shortstop, and then I ended up in right field, and that was the end of my baseball.
Who is your team?
Faithful Red Sox fan, but until we get to the World Series, I got 2 teams.
On a side note to the baseball conversation, obviously you're going to see LeBron tonight. You guys open with him. Have you given any thought at all yet to that 75th anniversary team?
I mean, yes and no. It's a cool milestone. I was an NBA fan when the top 50 list came out, and you know, a lot has happened in the last 25 years. So it's obviously he'll be on there. Hopefully, I'll be on there. You know, a lot of guys that are still, you know, doing amazing things in the league right now will probably be on that list. And then you think about the legends that have retired in the past, you know, 10 years or so, 15 years, stacked. So it's a cool milestone for the league. It is, puts in perspective. 75 years don't sound that long when you kind of think about it in the grand scheme of things, but a lot of history is in that 75.
If somehow you were If somehow you were to make it on that team, how would you put that into context to everything else that you've been able to accomplish?
I have no idea. I feel like you just look at the list and you see who you beside on that, and you kind of that puts it into perspective enough. So think about how many guys have suited up, put an NBA jersey on, and done amazing things in their careers throughout the years. But that's a special list. So hopefully it happens.
Let's keep going.
We have one on Zoom. Go ahead.
All right. After all these years, well, first of all, how many LeBron-related questions do you think you've answered in your life?
That's a great
12, I think.
Yeah, we know what the number is, but it's usually a good thing. It means you man went to 9 straight finals, so hopefully you're either him answering questions about you or your team, or vice versa. That's usually a good thing, right?
No question. No. As you go into this year and beyond, and of course, you know, they're here tonight, what is it like knowing that both of you guys now have been able to play at this level for a very long stretch of your career?
I mean, he set the standard for that. Let's keep it real. He was in his 18th year. And I mean, 9 straight finals, all the things he's accomplished. And just a level, you have a vision of, you know, sustaining your prime for as long as you can, kind of reimagining what that looks like. So, you know, the work that goes into it, you know, the intentionality, especially in the off season, how you take care of your body, your mind, all that type of stuff, balance on court, off court, things that opportunities and things like that. So for me, it's a weird perspective just because I still remember my college days, and you know, he was just coming into his prime in the league, and my sophomore year, the tournament run and all that, he came to a game, and came to a game my junior year. this is hilarious. I still have a jersey that he signed back in '08 in my parents' house back in Charlotte. So it's kind of weird just you ask that question and think about what's happened in the last 13, 14 years. So hopefully there are more chapters of that. Playing at that prime, across the paths with him, the other, CP, the other greats that have been around for a long time. Just reimagining what, extending your prime and what playing at a high level for a long time looks like.
Yeah. All right, open up to Zoom. I think we got a question from Dwayne. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Thank you. Steph, I saw when you talked about the non-basketball moves and how you thought it might change the game, and then I've watched that non-call like 5 times. So I'm trying to figure out, as an offensive player, is that now a disadvantage? Because if you get a guy off your feet, there's 2 things. One, that means you got a great pump fake, and 2, you can shoot. So is that penalizing the offensive guy for having the skill set, but yet not get a call for being able to utilize it?
You talking about the play from Portland?
Yeah.
I watched it too, and I just had to go through that kind of sequence one time to just get that instinct out, because it has been a part of the game. And I don't say I'm the most likely offender on that, but I do it. It's just you have to understand what other options are out there in a play like that. So having watched that play, I could have shot it, so maybe it'll benefit me to know that if I can shoot that shot and make it, it's all the space you really need, and maybe that'll be to my advantage across the board if you can't get to the foul line like that. But there are other times where you're still gonna get a pump fake, you're still gonna get somebody flying out of control. You just don't have to be the one initiating the contact to get the foul. There are gonna be plenty of situations that I can still utilize that, because that is a part of basketball. Just when I launch forward and try to shoot some left-handed wild shot, you're on an island when you don't hear that whistle. So you just run back with your tail tucked between your legs and keep it moving.
Thanks, Steph.
All right, Slater, I think you got one.
Yeah. How are you feeling right now, compared to maybe previous preseasons? Do you like where your game's at, with the season being, I don't know, at this point about 10 days away or so?
Yeah, I love exactly where I'm at, and plan to be ready for opening night. Body feels good, mind feels good, shot feels strong. Just in a mode of not pacing yourself, but just being smart about how you approach preseason games. I got out of control one possession in Portland, and regretted that immediately. But in terms of how I feel before every game and conditioning and all that stuff, right where I need to be. We've been smart about how we've handled training camp and preseason, and still have 12, 13 days left. So excited about what that looks like. Get ready for opening night.
The roster this year, you guys are shooting a ton of threes. We talked plenty about the floor spacing. Do you feel like it helps you offensively more than maybe last year?
Well, absolutely. I think Coach mentioned that he hasn't talked about how many threes we should shoot or we are shooting. It's about the ball movement, the chemistry that we have out there, and the type of shots we're taking. So we shoot 69 in Portland. I would say probably maybe 8 of those were what I would consider a bad shot, and that's saying a lot. So it's about the shots that you do create, and everybody getting the ball moving, getting involved, making the right play. And then when you get a little body of work in the regular season, you'll start to understand attempts and percentages and where those shots are coming from. We can get more of an assessment on that. But right now, it just seems like a nice flow. Like there's nothing that's being forced in terms of the shots we're taking. And that's just dictated by the personnel we have, the skill sets that we have, and guys having confidence. If you have an open shot, you take it. That's how we want to run our offense.
Last one for me. You guys are about to see the Lakers 3 times in the next 10 days or so. Third one, obviously, the one that matters. But what did you think about what they did this summer? I think they had 11 new players, pretty much all veterans.
They did what they thought was right to help win, so see how it goes. Once the season starts, you got a lot of names that have been around, a lot of guys that have won, some haven't won, some are hungry to win, so they have a lot of experience and talent and a lot of upside, just like everybody else in the league once we start from 0-0, so we'll see how it goes.
Hey Steph, how's it going?
What's up?
Rich with Let's Go Warriors here. Wanted to ask about the brand Curry9. What's different about the Curry9 than the Curry 8? And then the impetus of coming out with the Sesame Street version first.
Yeah, it's the Sesame Street is kind of dope, just bringing some flavor and some character. Obviously, everybody knows the legacy of the Sesame Street crew, but to bring each of their uniqueness to the world of basketball, show a little character and the colorways and all that type of stuff. It's a pretty cool opportunity knowing grew up watching it, and kids are now watching it and they have their favorite character and all that type of stuff. So it's kind of cool that I get to help share that story and bring the neighborhood to the court with all of our colorways that we got. And I mean, the 8 and the 9's another step in the right direction with the innovation we got with flow, and it's a little lower profile, but it's the same benefit that I got from the 8, just a different rendition, and you could obviously tell the shoe it pops a bit more this year. So excited about showcasing that as we get through the season.
I think you're off the hot seat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Thanks, Connor, for coming.
That was nasty.
I want the picture
Circle
back.
change.
So I want to
You
see
pitch it all
We got a
together.
circle change and a nasty little
Nice.
backdoor slider. You know.
Right field, that's where they stuck, the number 9 hitter.
You said what?
Right field, that's
Oh,
right.
I know, that's right. No, that's my last tournament. I knew
Right
from right
field.
field to the bench.
That is it.
Giants thing tonight?